We can learn a lot, sir.
Oh, no, yes, everybody. I mean, day in, day out, I learn. That is what I was telling Pratibhaji. I was initially very bad at doing things at home, It was the home was managed only by wife. But during pandemic, I think I would have learned even dishwashing because there was no help coming. Cleaning home, mopping, I had never done. We used to rather make mockery at times, But this pandemic has taught each one of us. I think I have very major learnings in the pandemic.
Also, our family members, we had a
Oh,
very good understanding.
yeah,
And during lockdown,
yeah,
the father, who is a father, who is a mother, the child,
absolutely.
yes, it tried to understand only during this corona lockdown.
The first time when we got a lot of time together.
Yes, sir.
So no issue fighting together, being together.
Yes.
When there are many people, there can be difference of opinion, but that is how the bonding is developed.
Yes, sir.
Not only with the family members, sir, even in the school also.
Yeah.
Very close to each and every child, whether every single child was assisted personally.
Absolute.
Yes.
I started my journey as a PRT in the school. So it is very, when we used to have holidays, we used to regret. It was big joy going to school, being in the staff room, being in the assembly, in the break. lot of gossip, lot of planning, lesson plans. Which during pandemic, I'm sure, I think this is the first time our teachers, our principals have done magically good.
Yes.
They have done wonderful job.
Wonderful
We
job.
could understand and analyze the background of every child.
Absolutely.
The economic background, social background, everything.
Good evening, Yashoda ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Yashoda ma'am.
Good evening.
Yeah, how are you, ma'am?
Great.
I think Sita Ramana ma'am is also there here. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Sita.
Good evening.
Sita is here.
Yeah.
Good evening, Sita ji.
Yashoda ma'am, you are not
Good evening.
Yashoda ma'am is not visible. Am I right?
Ma'am is not visible. Yes, ma'am, you have to turn your camera towards this side, ma'am.
Yes,
Sometimes we can hide also. This is how the
Am I not
back
no,
to back.
ma'am, still just to this side you have to come.
Left side. Towards your right, ma'am. Towards your right.
Towards your right.
Camera visible, right?
Pratibha ji, I hope both the students have joined.
Yes.
Yes. Anamika has joined.
Anamika has joined.
Yes.
And Enamul.
Just I have to check, sir.
Just check it up so that. Yeah. I think Sunday being very relaxed day.
Is it okay, Sita?
Ma'am, still you have to turn.
Right side, ma'am.
For me, it shows good.
Yeah. But you are only the shoulder portion and little the face is seen. That's all.
Half of your face is seen.
Yes,
Otherwise, ma'am, your
I'll just make it.
Switchboard is there, not towards the other side. You just move, not towards our computer. You turn away from the computer. Now you are.
Now it's okay. Okay.
Now, ma'am, you are visible now.
Thank you.
Perfect. Now it is perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Big joy.
Good.
Pandemic, our teachers have done magically good. They have shown that they are they are the front line warrior. Immediately switching over was very, very difficult job. We were all worrying, in the school. I was working with a group where we had 27 schools. And schools in rural, where there's connectivity is also an issue. But
Yes.
our teachers so quickly picked up this WhatsApp group, that group, Zoom group, team, Google, and eventually everything restarted. And I am sure when I go on different platforms, you get so big applause by the public, and I think it gives tinkle at heart. Shashi ji,
I think Mathura Prasad sir has joined. No, just
not joined. Mathura Prasad Pandey ji.
Good evening, Arogya Raj sir.
Dr. Shashi.
Yes, sir, I'm there.
good evening,
So,
sir. Now, Arogya
we-
Raj sir is with us. He is the
Yes,
principal of
all
Billabong
set.
School.
All
Good evening, sir.
good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, all.
that is Dr. Shashi Pandey Sharma. He is the co-founder of the EduTalk. I think is Mathura Prasad Pandey ji is joined. Pratibha ji.
Okay. Okay.
Pratibha ji.
Yeah, sir. Actually, just I called to Mr. Mathura Prasad Pandey, sir. Actually, he is not here. I told you, na, he is in some casualty in his family. So he will join us after 20 minutes. 20.
No issue.
So
No
we
issue.
will start our program. He will join in between.
Dr. Shashi, we take off. All set. Hello, Puducherry. Good evening to everybody. You are
Good evening.
welcome on the EduTalk on its latest program called Voice of Choice. Well, we invite very distinguished educationists on this panel. Once again, it is big joy having very distinguished educationists on board with us today, and we are delighted to have N. Yashoda ji, the chief guest of the program, happens to be the head of the school and also the CBSE coordinator of Puducherry. It's big delight having you all very, very experienced pedagogical leaders who have done magic during the pandemic. So, may I request Pratibha ji first to introduce the entire panel.
Thank you, sir.
Over to Pratibha ji.
Good evening, everyone. Warm welcome to our distinguished principals, teachers, students on the board, and all the attendees who have joined us through Google Meet and Facebook. I would like to introduce today's chief guest, Ms. Yashoda, ma'am. She is the principal of Jawahar Higher Secondary School, Neyveli. She is also CBSE district coordinator and other so many positions she is having with CBSE. Our panelist principals are Dr. S. Arokia Raj, Principal of Billabong High International School, and Mr. Mathura Prasad Pandey, Principal of Aristo Public School, Kadlur, who will join after some time. Teachers, Ms. Sita Ramanna from Jawahar Higher Secondary School, Ms. Usha Sridhar from Stansford International School, and Ms. Anto Pauline from Billabong High International School. And students, Gyanamika M from Jawahar Higher Secondary School, and Imanul Jessel Raj from Billabong International School. Our lead moderator, Mr. MP Sharma, he is the backbone of this program, and he is the man behind the idea of EduTalk Voice of Choice. And Dr. Sashi Pandey Sharma, who lead the EduTalk on the front. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to everyone for giving your precious time here. Today's topic is for NEP Fit School. Educators, students needs to switch gears from what to learn to how to learn. 21st century skill. Now over to you, sir.
Yes, may I request the chief guest to take bite on the issue. Yashoda ji, please. I'm handing over it to you.
Yes, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And it's my privilege and pleasure to greet a pleasant evening to my dear principals, Mr. Arokia Raj, and who is on the way, Mr. Pandey, and NP Sharma, sir, Pratibha Singh, dear teachers and students. And it is a very wonderful thing that we all have joined in this wonderful discussion on student educators need to switch gears together from what to learn and how to learn 21st century skills. Yes, as Pratibha Singh was saying, she has been, from what to learn has been altered, and how to learn and how to teach using modern methodology has begun with the advent of this corona. That we should understand first. There is a paradigm shift in the teaching and the learning pattern. Teachers and students were on the same page of learning. Some teachers learned digital skills from their own students and thus became learning partners. In the beginning, teachers found it a very Herculean job, but now they are rocking with colorful videos, interesting worksheets, and conducting tests through colorful Google form, which attracted the students to the path of learning. And not only that, they started using so many technical skills in their learning and the teaching in the process. In appreciation of teachers' extraordinary efforts, public rightly referred them as frontline workers. Now, what we insisted the students not to use, that is the mobile phones, have become the pertinent parts of teaching and learning lines now. I wish to share the experience of a school during the pandemic period that Sita Ramama is there, who was with us at that time. In the very beginning, we formed a WhatsApp group and sent videos through WhatsApp. Parents appreciated this measure as they could refer at any time, multiple times at their convenient time. Because when the sibling was there, that technical issues and that even some people only will be having the mobile phone and all the other instrument. These were the problem in the beginning they faced. At that time, WhatsApp was the main thing that supported us to continue with our teaching and learning. That time. Instead of students coming to school, teachers went to their home of children through WhatsApp and virtual classes that time. Then we shifted ourselves to Gmeet, and it has become very successful, and stakeholders are very happy that learning process is continued without any flaw in the digital platform. Because of the overwhelming response, even the face-to-face classes have been started. We follow the blended learning process. Those who are able to attend the GMeet, they will be attending. Those who are not having the system or a laptop or anything, for them we have sent them. We continued sending WhatsApp teaching videos and other things. Here, I wish to quote the words of Albert Einstein that we have to bring into our mind. Teaching should be such that what is offered is perceived as a valuable gift and not as a hard duty. That was the thing all our people, all our teachers, they raised to the occasion and they manage the situation. And the education is perceived as a gift by the students. Now, blackboards have changed into digital screens, chalk has changed into mouse and keypad. Books and notes have changed into e-content. And thanks to the technology for making us tech-savvy partners. Even we old people, we are attending through webinar and all the other things. Even the CBSE trainings are conducted through online only nowadays. And instead of offline, people are more comfortable with this online training and other things. And the arrival of, and not only that, they have become equalivers, the students. Because on their own, they learn, teachers as well as the students. They developed social and emotional skills, supported their parents in managing home, even helping COVID-affected people, and so many other ways they are supporting. Our CBSE board was very specific in taking the COVID preventive measures to all parents and families, and through surveys they kept an eye on the awareness range of all the stakeholders as well as all the institutions. In this scenario, it is right time to change the learning pattern to acquire 21st century skills, and these skills are intended to help students keep up with the lightning pace of today's modern days, Each skill is unique in how it helps students, but they all have one quality in common. The arrival of NEP has provided momentum to contribute self-learning, that is learning to learn. Our teachers stepped one step forward and updated themselves with the technology, and rote learning has faded away. Teachers are in the side of teaching through art-integrated learning and transforming India into the National Education Policy 2020, contributing to an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high-quality education to all. This is the basic and fundamental behind that NEP. We perceive it that way. As the vision, the national policy aims at building global best education system and rooted in Indian ethos and aligned with the principles enunciated above, thereby transforming India into a global knowledge superpower. I hope I'm putting a very this thing, but it is our vision, and based on that only this NEP is formed. That we all will have to understand it and perceive it properly. Only then we will be able to take it and carry it to the next level. After a long gap of 34 years, our education policy has got changed in 2020. Earlier it was on the year 1986. And the NEP 2020 aims at making India global knowledge superpower. That is the main purpose behind it. And the recent national education policy has brought about a monumental change in our education system. That is, even with that, it is more severe after the COVID in this scenario. In doing so, it has also placed high priority on children's health and their nourishment, and the Fit India schools, and so many other things. If you just have a look around, these are the common priority that is looked here, that is taken into consideration in framing this. And implementation of it lies in the hands of teaching fraternity as well as the heads. They will have to frame the pedagogy and other thing accordingly. And so importance has to be given for training the teachers, as they have to assume new roles CBSE has training the teachers in ICT and other skills. And the principal's roles have got changed from principal to leaders as they lead the school in all fronts. CBSE has given training to schools leaders in pedagogy framing also. In that way, they have a different type of role they have to play. They have to lead this. Only then we'll be able to take this to the next generation properly. And the real purpose of this also we can see the thing. Now coming to the structure of the system, the previous academic structure was 10+2 system. New pedagogical and curricular structure has 5+3+3+4 system, and the 4 stages are foundational, preparatory, middle, and secondary system. Let me mention in a very short, I'll just explain this. Let me mention some of the features of NEP 2020: experiential learning, early childhood care and education, multidisciplinary education, vocational education, digitalization in education. These are the things that are taken into consideration in the new NEP. And the curriculum includes mental health, nutrition, personal and public hygiene, first aid and preventive health. And also 21st century skills includes digital literacy, scientific temper, collaboration, ethos, social responsibility, critical thinking, problem solving, communication, creativity, health and fitness. Nothing it has omitted. Thus, included everything that is to prepare the young minds of the children to meet the global needs. So let us move to NEP ready schools, and now over to Sir MP Sharma Sir to conduct this program.
I think wonderful. I think what a bite Yashoda ji has given. I think we all need to clap for her, because she has made my job very easy by explaining each and every point. I think this is how our pedagogical leaders are. You see, they make difference because they work very they work on issues in a very different manner. So I think she made a lot of good points: paradigm shift, change of role, COVID being blessing, giving momentum. I think wonderfully explained by Yashoda ji. Thank you very much from bottom of my heart. I think that is what we are very proud of, having pedagogical leaders like her. We'll have now the second bite from Dr. Arikara Aji, who happens to be also the principal of one of the leading school, Billabong. Billabong has also I don't know if it is a branch in Noida. We have also a Billabong in Noida. Is Dr. Arokiraj ji is there?
Sir,
Kindly
Yes,
Kindly unmute yourself.
yes, good evening, sir.
Very good evening, Arokiraj ji. We
Yeah.
welcome you on board.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
You heard and Yashoda ji giving a wonderful explanation of shift from what to learn to how to learn.
Yeah.
Maybe take your take on this issue.
Yes, sir. Happy evening to you all. First of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the distinguished dignitaries of EduTalk team, as well as Sri Yashoda ji ma'am for giving a very good clarity on the issues. Actually, whenever we start a new thing, whether it may be a new education policy or wherever or whatever may be the field, there will be three things. I hope initially there will be opposition. The second stage will be the acceptance. Third stage will be the celebration or the glorification. The same case was applicable in case of online classes or virtual classes. When we started, initially we had a lot of apprehensions, lot of oppositions, lot of misunderstandings, either from the parents' side, as well as from the teachers, as well as from the students. And later on, we become comfortable Now we are very much comfortable with the online classes and virtual classes. It has paved new way, new ideas to celebrate, to learn more skills. So as far as education is concerned, ma'am has rightly pointed out, as far as I am concerned, I would like to say one quote: making man out of man is called education. Yes, actually, we all thrive, we all strive towards acquiring more knowledge. There is two kinds of education: head-based education as well as heart-based education. The present day education system is very much concerned about giving important information to the head, as well as rightly the new education policy by giving importance to all the skill-based things. A man will become a complete man, not only by acquiring knowledge as well as information what is given, along with the skills what he is going to acquire. The learning skills or literacy skills, life skills will make him a complete man. This is the need of the hour, where all the children, all the teachers has to acquire all the things throughout the life. As the teachers are the lifelong learners, learning has no end. As they update themselves, they will be keeping updated in their life in all the aspects. So the new education policy that it insists on from what to learn to how to learn, along with the skill competencies. These skill competencies will help them not only to get through the examination, not only to pass the school system, but it will help them to run their life, to lead their life with fullest satisfaction by developing all the suitable values and social skills which are needed in the society to become a complete man. This is my point of view. I appreciate the whole team of EduTalk and as well as all the distinguished educationists, teachers and students for participating in the seminar. May all of you be getting benefited out of this seminar. I wish them all the best. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Arukoraji from
Thank you, sir.
Billabong. What a explanation he has made it. My dear teachers, principals, and students, we need to always keep in top of our mind that we are a 5,000 years old Indian civilization,
Yes,
one of the oldest ones. We were known for our Vedic education system, the Guru Shishya Parampara, which was run under the Gurukul. You see, the 1500 years of Mughal rule, the invaders, the Ahmad Shah Abdali, Temur Lang, they have destroyed our entire culture. And then coming to the British rule, they very systematically destroyed our all Indian systems and gave us a system which could produce nothing else but the glorified clerks. That is how, when we say paradigm shift, we are trying to re-emerge once again as the knowledge superpower, as our chief guest referred it to. So I was thinking that I give a little bit brief about you. Going ahead, if Dr. Pandey has joined Pratibha ji.
No, sir.
You see, the only issue, I get little time, more time, not a very big issue. Let us understand what has gone wrong. The kind of system which we got in from the Britishers, it was based on rote learning. And our succeeding governments could do a very little by doing a cut and paste. This is, as Yashoda ji referred, that after 34 years, we got a chance. And let me tell you, this is the first government which has gathered courage of addressing it in a very bold manner. All the changes which are, India was known as a golden sparrow, Sone ki chidiya, was only because of our cultural heritage, which was present in our daily life. You see, we are people who are very peace-loving, but if somebody tries to touch our territory, we are as well very ferocious in protecting our families, in protecting our motherland. So that's how we say that there is a paradigm shift, so that India can regain once again for what it was known in the world through the Vedic education system. That's what is, my dear teachers and children, and of course our very distinguished educationists. We take a bite from one of the students first. May I request Ganamika?
Yes, sir.
Ganamika, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm well.
These are the children who are going to be the future of this country. They sizzle day in, day out. And maybe know from you how the pandemic was with you, Ganamika.
Yes, sir.
How was the lockdown period? How the learning took place during the lockdown? What all you learned?
I feel like it has been a big transition from offline classes to online classes as it was for everyone. But I feel like offline classes, online classes, these have been our literal saviors for education during this pandemic.
Wonderful.
If you just take a moment to pause and think about what would have happened if there were no online classes, we can see that the continuity of education would have been broken and
Absolutely.
an entire year would have been down the drain.
Mm.
And online classes also helped us to manage our time better and to take up new skills without the fear of missing classes. Which brings me to my next point, that is, online classes, they ensure that we can learn from anywhere as long as we have network connection. And even if someone is sick or they're feeling poorly and they are unable to attend the online classes, they can just ask their respective teacher to send the recordings, and then they can go through it once again when they're feeling better. Or if someone is very hesitant or shy to ask doubts or something, they can once again go through the recordings and then they'll be able to get it. And online classes, it allowed us students as well as, and I feel like this might be a simple thing like a email or making a PPT, but we were not capable of doing it before it. So I feel like it has been a great opportunity to learn new things like Google Meet, Zoom, Google Docs, everything. And online classes, it also reduced the consumption of paper, which is very good for our environment. And it was also,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and it has Yes, and it has also reduced the expenses of school supplies, transportation, and other things necessary for our school, which has taken a huge financial burden off of our parents. And I personally feel like I became more aware of things that are happening around me, which I was not before. And I got to view things from different perspectives. I feel like I'm a changed person now, and for the better. And to put it in a nutshell, online classes, they are very convenient and flexible. They allow us to manage our time better, allow us to take up new skills, and and they are the absolute necessity of tough times like these. But yes, it has its inconveniences. But I feel like we'll be able to rectify it in the future, near future. At least I hope we can rectify it.
Absolutely. I think what a wonderful bite young Ganamika has taken. Amazingly good. You have covered almost all the points which I thought should be there. Wonderful bite. Tell me one thing, Ganamika, what all you missed by not going to the school?
Real interactions, I feel like we had virtual interactions, but it's definitely not as
Absolutely.
good as real interactions. For me personally, I was a bit shy during online classes. I never answered. I only took part in learning. But as soon as the offline classes started, I became an entire new person.
Oh,
Yeah, interactions we definitely missed, especially face-to-face interactions.
absolutely. Big joy, I think. Very well explained. And I think what a wonderful bite. I must salute you for putting things in perspective and covering almost everything. Thank you. And now we take another bite from the young Anamuel. Hello. Is Anamuel there? From Billabong School. I think, Pratibhaji, you can take by the time a bite with the teachers.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So now I will take a teacher from Jawahar Higher Secondary School. Just as per the NEP document, it is the first education policy, the 21st century. First, It is the first education policy of the 21st century and aims to address many growing developmental directives in the dynamic of the global ecosystem of innovation. Education must move towards less content and more towards learning about how to think, how to be creative and multidisciplinary, and how to innovate, adopt, and absorb new material in new and changing fields. So, ma'am, just what is your take about NEP with regard to vision? Kindly unmute, ma'am. Kindly unmute yourself.
Thank you. Very good, pleasant, and purposeful evening to all great thinkers of education participating in EduTalk Discover Yourself program, and lead moderator Mr. MP Sharma, and co-moderator Pratibha Singh, principals, teachers, and my dear students. Thank you very much. Actually, the topic what to learn to how to learn. This was under somebody's control before. What to learn? Somebody used to tell, and how to learn, some others used to tell, and that used to be followed by the student. Now, the NEP has brought about the selection what to learn and selection how to learn. That is one of the best boon for the students. As some of the sayings says, students do not learn much just sitting in the classes listening to teachers or memorizing pre-packed assignments and spitting out the answers. It is not the way. What they do is they must talk about what they are learning. And also they have to reflect it to their past experiences. And also they have to apply it to their daily lives. So they must make what they learn as part of themselves. Then that is education. That is what is brought about by NEP. So it is multidisciplinary, as all of you have mentioned. It is multidisciplinary. And early childhood care and education is the best one to bring about the children in proper way from the beginning. So step by step, there will be a particular development, and also the development will be correctly monitored. And this 5+3+3+4 system, it develops integration of creative combinations of subjects. Like if we are teaching all the systems in a body. So life process we are teaching. So when all the systems are working together, then only the body will be normal. The same thing we can put for the social studies. When all the departments in the government work together, that will bring about the improvement or greatness of the country. So like that, we have to correlate subjects so that there will be a little different types of thinking. Critical thinking will be improved. And also specialized learning, character development, blended learning, interdisciplinary methods, and flexible curriculum. These are all bringing about very good, successful education for a child. And this NEP is very, very helpful to bring about inner strength of the students. Here, just I want to mention one small example. There was one student in his 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th classes. Whenever there was any elocution competition, he was asking his teachers to give him a chance. And that student was a below average student. So teachers didn't give him any chance for appearing for that elocution or whatever may be the competitions like poetry and all. And afterwards, as time passed, he just shifted himself from this education to his own interest, and now he is a very big anchor. So he became so famous anchor, and he is earning a lot. So that is the inner strength what that particular student was having, and that is brought about. So what NEP is telling is, yes, students are having so many types of capacities. Why can't we bring them in the when they are in the childhood period, so that they can develop it, that particular thing they can develop step by step in a proper way. So in that way, NEP is really very much successful. In these pandemic days, these online classes and under leadership of our principal ma'am and all, we were able to take up very well. And many students used to come by van and they used to waste lot of time, as Jnana Vika was telling. And all that was stopped and they were able to concentrate and they were able to express through their WhatsApp messages and all. They were able to express. Directly, they were not able to tell, but they were able to express clearly. So, this online classes also went on very well. And also now we are enjoying the virtual classes where we are able to know about each and every student directly. Finding about their capacity and bringing about is the and its policy. Fantastic way to bring about the students. And that is what we all like to do.
Thank you, ma'am. Well explained. Thank you, ma'am. So now I would like to invite Usha Sridhar, ma'am. Yes, just you put light on that. In NEP now change the assessment system, also change in NEP, new NEP, new education policy. There is something called 360-degree assessment. So what is your view on this, ma'am?
Good evening, all. Our chief guest, Mrs. Yashoda ma'am, Sharma sir, lead moderator, Pratibha ma'am, co-moderator, principals, teachers, students, and all participants. I am Usha Sridhar, Vice Principal of Stanford International Higher Secondary School, Puducherry. Pleasure to have you all here. On behalf of our school management and our beloved principal, Mrs. G. Usharani, I welcome you all here. I believe NEP is a means of fulfilling new India, new expectations, and new requirements. During pandemic past, one and a half years, I hope educational institution to school, syllabus not proceeded, complete crowd was in chaos. Thus, we took technology in hand. Necessity paved way for online learning. Teachers came in swing and started teaching to begin with on WhatsApp and Zoom modes, and later switched on to different better digital modes as Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, etc. So teachers too became learners and in many cases learned digital skills and became learning partners. Hats off for all teachers, for public rightly referred them as frontline workers. Now what about students? Online class duration were only few hours. So students started to develop themselves by showing keen interest in cooking, music, arts, painting, doing physical workouts, etc. So as I was taking class, I asked my students, how did they make use of Corona vacation? So I was astonished to listen to their answers. One said she developed her English communication skills. One said she took black belt in karate. So one student said that she went with her father to take care of Corona victims. Some came out with YouTube videos, what not. So we feel during pandemic, students started to learn themselves. Both learners, that is educators and students, seems to be on same page for first time in this history of great nation. One thing to be noted, now the classes are going on only half a day schedule. So when we compare, when the children were there in full day, we found the students to be very notorious, naughty, because they were the whole day they were under control, and we didn't allow them to like everywhere strict atmosphere. But now during half a day, morning they come by 9, going back by 1 o'clock. The whole school premises is calm and quiet. Children, like they, we seem to see that the children had self-learning, and we found the students to be matured enough. So the Corona batch, compared with the other children, they are matured than others. What I feel. And during pandemic, students were fed with love and affection by their family members. So we were also astonished to see the children grown up with greater heights physically as well as mentally. We also came across like accidents, suicidal attempts were reduced. Children as well as parents had more time to spend with their family members. A good understanding among them was created. Talking about examinations, really, it shows like previous system of exam pattern, their children will not, they are not used to read line by line the text. That is lesson 1 from the top to the bottom. They were not interested to learn. They just see at the back textual questions, short answers, then the middle 5 marks, then 10 marks. Then they start everything to learn, and only those questions they know. So from inside the book, if you ask anything extra, they lose marks in that. But now the exam pattern, now we are going to like appear for November first term examination for 40 marks. So that question paper, all that is 360 degrees, like what mom said, all areas to be concentrated by a child. So when the child comes out, it will be a superb individual with all with heavy knowledge. So it is practical, and the creativity of the students will will be shown through these examinations. So that is the exam pattern, and we also feel like during this corona, a good understanding was created by the family members, not only family members, also school. The way to promote 21st century skills as an educator are critical thinking, problem solving, creativity and innovation, adaptability, collaboration, communication both with written and oral, self-direction and self-assessment, application of technology of workflow. We can simplify our planning with a handful of lesson ideas for each 21st century skill. We could approach concepts like critical thinking and creativity by presenting students with problem solving lessons. We could also teach communication specifically by focusing on specialized communication lesson plans. Learning takes place best in environments where students feel empowered to learn. Create an inquiry-based classroom environment, encourage collaboration, develop critical thinking skills, and encourage creativity. Being a 21st century educator, we should have the ability to be able to teach and reach all learners, be able to implement technology, be able to foster student relationship, be forward thinking, be able to embrace change. Therefore, the teacher role is of guides and facilitators, not mere providers of knowledge. Thank you for the opportunity given to share my thoughts regarding how to learn 21st century skills. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Well explained. You explain all areas very well. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Now I would like to call Antho Pauline from Billabong School. Miss Antho Pauline.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. So, ma'am,
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Yes,
evening.
ma'am.
Good evening. Just you share your vision about NEP, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, sir, and good evening, all the dignitaries. I take this opportunity to thank everybody and thank our beloved principal, Dr. S. Arakiraj, sir, and all the teachers and all the students who have been participating in this webinar. during this pandemic, the one blessed thing we came is about this online virtual. As really, like, even on Sundays, we have this opportunity of sitting in front of this computer and attending this lovely meeting. So really blessed to be here, ma'am. And about this, my view about this NEP is, like, the government aims is to make schooling available to everyone, like even a person underprivileged also will be
Kindly,
is one of the is one of the merit of NEP is the formation of the national book promotion policy in India, making students to prepare for this pandemic situation. Online academic will be promoted on a larger scale. When now in this pandemic, it was really very hectic for all the teachers, students, parents. We were really facing a very big challenge when we started 1.5 years ago. So the virtual has helped bridge the gap in learning. So students were able to make use of their time in updating their learning by various skills, like ma'am said, they came out with their hidden talents. So many things happened in our school also, and the challenges will make India a superpower. There are
I think Pratibha ji, she's
Yes, ma'am.
lost the
Yeah,
contact.
I think so. I think so. Network issue. So you
Yeah,
can.
right. I think we have now with us
Yes.
Mathura Prasad Pandey ji. Despite a casualty at home, he has decided to be on the Edu Talk. I think we greet him with hello.
Hello, very good evening, sir. Sharma sir, very good evening.
Very good evening, Pandey ji. We accept our heartfelt grief. Despite all that, unpleasant happening, you still choose to be with us. It is big joy having you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Actually, education is the part of my life, sir. And what I
Absolutely.
do, sir, like for the education, I can do everything. That's how, sir, I could not leave. I was in the market.
Okay.
And on the way only, I joined you.
Very well.
No issue, sir.
No issue, sir. We really admire your passion, and we really salute you for all the heart which you have for the education. Welcome to EduTalk. Sir, we were talking about, the kind of changes which are going to happen now with the NEP.
Right, sir.
What is your take on to, the shift from what to learn to how to learn?
Sure, sir. Can you give me, sir, 10 minutes, sir, 5 minutes? Within 5 minutes, I'll back to you, sir. Within 5 minutes. Within 5.
Very fine.
Minutes.
Very
Yes,
fine.
sir.
I think by the time we'll take a bite with N. Yashoda ji.
Right, sir. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. N. Yashoda ji, are you there?
Yeah. Yes.
Yashoda ji,
Yes.
my concern is that in this NEP, if you see the major changes,
Of course,
we never had a meta learning as a part of our system.
sir.
This learning to learn has never been a part of our cognitive development, which was predominantly available in academics.
Of course, sir. Of course.
And
Okay.
learning assessment as learning has never been a part of us. Assessment for learning, assessment of learning, which are called formative and summative. My worry is how the teaching fraternity is going to take this forward. The meta learning, the 360, what Pratibha ji was saying, the change in the pattern of assessment, 360-degree, which has been under work with the National Testing Agency called Parak. Parak is, about to emerge. Safal has already come. So what is your take on to that?
So, of course, change is the constant one that is happening, and we will have to face it when we have to sustain ourselves in this profession. That is the main thing each and every teachers will have to bring into their mind. It is not the thing that 20 years back I taught like this, I started my career like this much result I have produced. All those things are not going to come on our way. We will have to make ourselves change. Say for an example, this industrial revolution, which was started in the 18th and 19th century, lasted for more than a century. But this computers and other things, which entered this later 19th century, every 5 years, every 10 years, there was a different dimension it was taking. And nowadays, every minute, every hours, every time it is changing like anything. So we will have to go accordingly, and we will have to run the race how our generation is going on. To